Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. All right, guys. Hopefully, everybody had a great Friday. This was an amazing Lotto Friday. This is a Lotto Friday special. This video will go into our Lotto Friday um, playlist. So, before I start, before we talk about our huge winners on Apple, Gap and Crap, Lotto Ports, and Tesla long trades, let's do a quick recap, quick introduction for anybody who's new to me, new to my community, new to my Twitter, or anybody new to my YouTube. All these trade recaps and all these teachings are from mostly from my community or anything I share on Twitter, X, or anything I share with you guys in my previous YouTube videos. We trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA cloud system that thousands of traders across the world use to trade consistently. We have repeatable setups. We trade same setups again and again and again, be it a day trade, swing trade, or investment. We trade the same setups in the stock market. We try to have our winners big and losers small. We try to have consistent account growth in the stock market with the trades, making sure we always have A+ setups, which give us good reward. And if they don't work, we don't lose too much. Anyways, every morning, me and my team, we create a game plan for the day. You see the game plan for today right in front of you. We have earnings, upgrades, downgrades, news plays, IPOs, top, and these red ones are the top focus plays. Apple, Intel, were the top plays today that we were focusing on. DAC was another top play. And then we also have something called day 2, day 3 setups. This is my repeatable strategy. Tesla was one of our day 2, day 3 setups as well. This is, and in addition to that, we also share the levels, daily levels for SPY, QQQ, IWM, Netflix, Amazon, Meta. All these names, we share the daily levels so that traders can use these levels and EMA cloud system to trade in the markets independently. Additionally, we also share crypto stock levels, MSTR coin, Mara, and Bitcoin levels, so traders can trade this using Ripster EMA cloud system. Our system really helps the traders to have good entries, understand where to enter, where to exit, where to buy, where to sell. So this is all what we provide in the community. We are also going to try trading more futures from next week. We did a great futures webinar on as well today, which was hugely successful. So make sure you watch that one. And I'm on the voice first few hours, the market open in the community. Our community we have 3-4 option scanners, stock scanners, news bots, news alerts, audio news alerts, support resistance alerts. We have a bunch of tools which are freely available to the community members to use in the community. They are like $5 or $6 per month, but they're free for community members in the community. Thousands of smart traders, thousands of traders like you and me, they are on our trading floor all day long, sharing great ideas to find these opportunities to make money in the market and good setups, keeping small losers and winners big. So anyways, I'll show you my timestamp guidance from the trades from today. What was my guidance? How did we trade that? I will go through each play, and today, since being a Lotto Friday, so I'll go through the options and what options were mostly the traders trading to make those gains in the trading on Lotto Friday. Let's start. All right, let's start with Tesla. So Tesla was it was a day 2 setup. Now, what is a day 2 setup? The day 2 setup is that something which is a news yesterday or earning yesterday, that's on your watch next day. So Tesla was special for a few things. Yesterday, it could not break out of the 400 level. And, the 1 hour chart on Tesla was right nicely showing a downtrend line. In addition to that, Tesla usually runs on Friday. We have amazing trades on Tesla. You can watch my previous videos and you will see that we had some insane trades that we had taken on Tesla. So Tesla was over the 1 hour MTF cloud. What is an MTF cloud? What MTF clouds is one of my indicators, which has the daily and 1 hour EMA clouds, which is based upon the EMAs on the intraday chart. So a lot of traders use these EMAs on their daily charts, but nobody used to use it and intraday. So I invented the system. So anyways, you see that it was bullish over 1 hour EMA clouds. So as long as the market open, let's see, we can look at the levels as well. So you see the levels on Tesla 395.90, 390, 401, 402.90. Those were our levels we planned in the pre-market on Tesla. In case those levels break, we will long or short. Right away when the market opened, and also remember, we also look a lot at the flow. We have a bunch of flow scanners. As soon as the market opened, there was a lot of flow coming in. And right away, I was interested to long, and I told everybody, watch versus 400. 400 is your risk. Take long. It's an MTF breakout. It's pushing over MTF clouds. And once it's pulled back a bit on 3-minute chart, we added the long there. You can see the times 931, 935, confirmed long, and then flow started coming in as well. The flow started coming in, and that means it becomes a good setup. Flow is coming in, 1 hour is bullish, and then it pushed to the MTFs, the daily MTFs. And when 410 was the first target I gave everyone, that 410 calls started to coming in. I did tell anyone, if you want to trade, you can trade the 410 calls. And once we broke out of this MTF clouds, I gave the target as yesterday highs. I make sure my traders in my community hold their winners when it's working, right? So for yesterday highs was around this 412, 413. We met our 410 target, and then we hit towards the 413. I told traders to roll. I teach you guys, even you guys, if you watch my previous YouTube videos, I have told you, I have been teaching you how to trade these big winners on Lotto Friday using options and maximizing your profit. If so let's look here. So anyways, I will look 410 target met, yesterday highs met, then Tesla started to go into flag. Some amateur traders were looking to short it, and I was telling them, don't do it. It's still in the trend, and it's still gonna go. And this was the flag breakout. My final target was 420. 420 was my final target, flagging 420. We hit 420, and then we broke 512. That's when you get out, and you can probably short it as well, because look at the volatility, right? The puts, this is another setup, 512 shorts, 3450 shorts. You can make money both ways, only with the Ripster EMA clouds, nothing else. Let's look at those 410 calls in the morning, because it did not. And remember, these are Lottos. They will lose value when if they don't close in money. So Lottos, they went from $2 all the way to $9 and $10. They were like a 300% gainer. Even if you bought at 250, when I started talking about it, it was still giving you 300-400% gainer on those calls. 300-350% gainers. So even if you traded $2,000 worth of the Lotto options, you probably made 6, 7, 8 grand with that. And that's what traded in the community. And then you see that when Trump news came out and the market broke the clouds, you see that how the options went from 8 to 1 cent, right? So that's why sometimes you need to be smart with these Lotto Friday options, because they will move very fast. They will lose their value because they don't have a time value. So the only thing they have is intrinsic value, and once their intrinsic value is gone, they really can go to zero, right? So that's what they did. They really went to zero. Some people short calls too on this move. That's fine. You can buy the puts or you can short the calls, depending on your, what your platform and your margin is. But you can see that how that moved. If you want to see that what the puts were doing at that time, let's look at 410 puts. When the market broke down, you will see the puts were going to zero because Tesla was at 420s. So 410s puts had no value. If you don't understand the options, go to Google, search YouTube, or go to Ripster Education and learn about YouTube. Learn about the option. You see how those 410 options, calls, these are the puts, they lost all the value because the market was over 410. They had no intrinsic value, and that's why they were zero. But when market started to tank, those puts went from 20 cents, guys, 20 cents all the way to $7. So that's a 4,000% Lotto move, guys. Even if you go to those puts later when we were breaking 512s, those puts still went from like $1 all the way $1 all the way to $8, right? $1,000 turned into $10,000. So that's the power of the Lotto options, guys. You can lose a lot of money, you can make a lot of money, but if you trade the Lotto options at 100% risk, then at least your risk is defined. If you buy $200 worth of lottos, you will lose $200. But if something like this happens, you will make $2,000-3,000. So look for all these kind of trades. That's what I always teach, right? So this was amazing trade in the community. I was away later part of the day. I will show you the SPY QQQ guidance. How traders trade in the community to make big profits. But the long was beautiful trade, and I was not part of the short trade, but I did show you the power of the short trade with the Ripster EMA clouds when you showed it here. And MTF is 3450 is the first target, MTFs and MTF2s. So beautiful move and beautiful lesson on Tesla today. All right, guys. The next one we're going to look at our top earning play. If you look at my pre-market guidance, bullish bias to long, breakout over 250, gap fill under 245, 44. That was Apple. So Apple was a beautiful trade. It's also a long-term stock from 220s, but you should always maintain a separate day trading account when trading these names. So this was a gap, and and how do we so effectively can say that's a gap? It's such a beautiful system, guys. Such a beautiful system. I mean, um, we are pretty, we are like pretty 100% on these setups. You can see thousands. This is my favorite setup because this is the setup where I have made most of the profits, because gap and crab, there's always ladders up and elevators down, right? So that's always what happens with something which is doing a gap and crab. Literally it pays you so well. Just before I recap that, let's look at the lot of options which I mentioned in the community today. The 245 puts, when it went from $1 all the way to $11, right? So that's like $1,000 all the way to $11,000. Sort of the same, Tesla was different, but anyways, let's look at how which trade it is. As soon as I saw the weakness, I said no long, wait. As soon as I see more weakness and I saw the put flow, Ghost Board in our community, amazing tool. Definitely you should use this tool. As soon as I saw the bearish flow, I said gap and crab short under the levels, right? Under the levels, 246 was the risk I gave everybody. 244 was the buyer. 242 first target, and then 240, right? Right at the open, I gave these two targets. By 944, I have given everybody these two targets in the morning, and we hit those targets midday. But here's what happens, right? There's no buying it. And once it's bear flagging, and let's see here, once it's bear flagging, we kept moving the stops down. I told everybody, move your stops to 240, 250. And you move stops to 240, 250. And I told everybody it's still heavy. If it breaks the MTF cloud, we are going to get more fade. And that's what happened. We filled the gap. And there's another lesson to learn. If something doesn't bounce from the gap fill, it's going to fade much more. And that's exactly what Apple did. So you keep adding your inputs, MTF1 break, MTF2 break, MTF3 break, right? I just showed you the 245 puts, but you could always roll into the further puts, roll out, you roll into 240s with profit, or even if you want to roll to 235s, that's fine. Because you maximize your profit when you do that. Because if you see that, let's say those once it started to move and your 235 lottos were right here at were trading at 40 cents, you already made like 3-4 grand. You take $500, throw into 235 puts, who cares? You made 4 grand, you're using the $500 profit. If it goes to zero, that's fine, but that $500 can turn into another $1,500. Right. So that's how you trade these lot of options. You also use these Fibonacci levels and the levels from the pre-market. And I know this because I make these levels in the pre-market. And this is not the first time. You can see thousands of my shorts, live guidance, thousands of these videos, how we trade these setups. Break the cloud, break the levels, make your levels. If you do not know how to make these levels, watch the previous videos and it will show you how to do that. So breaking all the levels, confirm short. I not only that, guys, I was, even when I was let's see here, in the morning, let's go back. So in the morning, I said Apple gap and crab short and Tesla long, top trades at the open, right? 944. So those were the only two trades you needed today, guys. And you can see I guided it on Twitter as well. All the traders, Tesla and Apple, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trades, beautiful, right? So I try to explain everything right here. You can see that gap and grab short MTF clouds 238, gap, full gap fill coming, patience, right? So that was our huge trade on Apple, big home run, make Lotto Friday great again, using the option flows. Great job by Ghost Board. Let's go to next one. You can see that the options alerted by Ghost Board went 1100% as well. All right, next one we're going to talk about another play from our news play today. 19, that was ASTS. ASTS trigger long. ASTS was small gap long if 19 holds. FCC grant special authority. And as soon as I saw the strength, I told everybody this triggered the long, and 19 triggered 19 longs. So that means the risk is 19. 21 was my first target. We met the 21st target. I said lock 60% and leave rest. And from 21, we almost pushed it to the second target. And once we pushed it, my target was 20 to 50. We almost got close. So you have to take some more off. And once it broke down, we got out of that trade right here. So it was a beautiful, beautiful trade. Even if you got in 1960, 1970, you're risking 70, 80 cents. Yeah, but you're making $2. So that's a good one risk to 2.5 reward trade, guys. That was ASTS. There were a couple other earning plays today as well. Those were CVX, Chevron, and XOM. CVX were it is stuck at MTF. XOM, we had a bullish bias as well. Both were oil sectors. But when I saw the weakness on both, I said it's not a long. You see, it's breaking the clouds. XOM, ExxonMobil, breaking the MTF clouds, breaking the 1 hour clouds. It's a short. You buy the puts, put your stops over the MTF clouds. Don't even worry about it, right? So those were MTF cloud setups that we had. The same thing was on CVX. Let's look at CVX. CVX was the same thing. It was a short right away. Once it's not able to get over the MTF clouds, guys, that's it. That's it. It's a short. It's breaking daily 20 EMA. It's breaking daily 50 EMA. It's such a strong strategy trading with daily 50 EMA. That's why we have Ripster MTF clouds, that you can make high probability trades with this system. No other system will give you that. All you need to do, get those puts, and once breaking, or you short the shares, whatever you like to do, the system will let you make that money in the market if you follow the right strategy, guys. So that was a beautiful move there. The options are not that liquid on names like these. CVX, let's look here. CVX or Lotto's options move from $1 to $360. So if you bought $1,000 worth it, you could easily make $2,000 on it. So it was not a bad trade, but beautiful. That was a beautiful. Let's go to the next one. So let's look at Intel. So Intel was also on our watch list today. So Intel was basically a short only. Let's see here. INTC, long over 20, short under MTF clouds. It was that simple. Long over 20, short under MTF clouds. So if you see that short, bounce, short again. It could never get over the MTF cloud. So that was Intel. So very easy setup. But the problem you will lose is if you are adding here on the short, it's a problem. You get out short here, that's fine. But you re-hit the short again when 20 fails. And when the market is dumping, it becomes an A+ short. Next one we're going to talk about is DEC. So DEC was a neutral bias. Only long if 188 holds, lot of resistance at 200. So 188 was the level that I gave everyone in the community. And this was shout out to the traders on the community, Jaswinder and many other traders who called it. You see that it pushed, right? It's going to trap, but this area has so much resistance. So I'm not confident longing it, just like I mentioned in the pre-market plan. And DEC from that, was a big fade. So it was a big fade. So DEC was a big fade here from the because it failed to hold the 3450 clouds, and a lot of traders, Jaswinder was on top of it. A lot of other traders, a lot of great guidance by Jaswinder in the community on the DEC, and that's it. Once it's broke 188, that was it, guys. That was it. It was just a short, right? It was just simply a short and just faded down there, and that's why we were ready in the pre-market with our earning plan right here. All right, let's look at MSTR this morning. So MSTR didn't really Didn't really work out in the morning. I mean, it was a short, but it didn't give us much. So it was kind of a loser here. I was hoping we get this MTF breakdown, but then market became strong and it bounced. You can see that MSTR short. Um, and then we were looking for this breakdown. Our stops were right here. But that's what I said. Do not size too much until 335 breaks. But MSTR short came right back. So we took a loss and we moved on. It did become a good long. I'm not a big fan of MSTR, and these types of days, you know, you lose a lot, especially with the options. So I tell everybody to trade the leverage ETFs. So next one was Walgreens. So Walgreens was the simple plan, you know, trade versus 10. That's it. Long over, short under. So once it broke the 10, you short it. Nice little fade from 10 to 950. Beautiful. Comes back over the 512s, you get out. You see the push over 10, you long it, and you make the 50 cents on the top side. You know, so it was a beautiful trade, just simply using the 10 number. That was it. All right, guys. Now we're gonna talk about the sell-off, right? So I was a little busy, tied up, but our guidance was spot on for SPY QQQ today. Let's look here. Let's see here. So this is the Trump market. You need to be ready for this market. You cannot cry, oh, he's saying this, is that. You just have to follow what it gives. And that's what the traders in our community do. They follow what he gives and they make bunch of profits trading. You know, this kind of volatility you will not find anywhere else, guys. Especially thanks to the Trump, we get this kind of volatility. And look at this beautiful move, right? So anyways, in the morning, it was a long, confirmed long right here, right here. I told everybody pushing trend day confirmed. Okay, so that was a long in the morning. You can look at these levels and you can see that, right? Same for the NASDAQ futures we discussed in the webinar today. But once it started to break 512, I told everybody be cautious. It broke, bounced. You see where SPY is bouncing, bounced 34.50. But then Trump announces it. So there's a news. Now you don't buy it. You do not buy it. You short it. That was a cloud break. And traders in my community, I don't even know what to tell them. They're already shorting it. And what I told them was even at 3 p.m., at 3 p.m., that, you know, it's a VIX strategy, right? It's a life-changing VIX strategy. So when VIX is pushing over 15, 16, you do short. So I said use 50, 16 and 1580 for the market. And if market is still heavy, hold your puts. And I said that at 2 p.m. That was 2 p.m. and market going to fade another 2 hours from there. So that was a simple VIX strategy. As long as VIX is breaking out, holding the cloud, just buy the puts, right? So you hold on those puts. You know, I just showed you that Tesla went, you know, how much percentage was that? Went like 3,000%. But even if you were trading, let's say you were trading SPY puts, right? You were in like a 607 or 606, some kind of those puts. Even those puts, you know, went crazy, right? Look at this one. This was a 607 puts. If you bought a Lottos, let's say it was 40, 50 cents. It was 40, 50 cents or even $1. And, you know, let's say when you bought it at $1. This is cloud call on the here on the option chart. And this is the breakdown on the SPY chart, right? When it's breaking down, you buy the SPY puts. You're risking all your profit. Your stops right here. You buy it for $500. That goes to $5, guys. That makes you $2,000 from $500. And of course, if you have a big account, you can risk $1,000. You're making much more, $5,000. So that's kind of trade you want to do. If you not want to trade the Lotto options, then you trade leverage ETFs. You trade SQQQQ long. You know, buy it. It's the inverse of QQQs. You trade SPX. Or you trade next week's options, right? So next week's options will still pay you. They're less risky. You can, you know, let's say you buy that next week's 605 puts, on that drop on SPY, you will still get paid. You know, even those went from 150 to $4. You know, they didn't go that much crazy, but you still could make 200% there. So that's the beauty, guys, and that's what we do in the community. We watch the news, we watch the level, we have the system, we have the strategies. We don't have to guess. We don't have to guess, oh, will the market go up or will go down? Yes, sometimes we will have chop, but we'll keep our losers small. If it didn't work, we'll lose 100%. But when it works, that's why I tell everybody, hold the puts. The targets are MTFs. Beauty fades, the targets are MTFs. Another MTF was at, 520 right here. That's what I told everyone. So that was our trade, guys, in the community today. And I even tweeted about the dump, and that was the beauty. Big day, lot of Friday. That's how traders are making 5 figures, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. See you next week.